Hi everyone, welcome. I hope everyone is doing well and staying safe. My name is Bo English Vichling. I'm a director on the Oracle Application Express team, and I'll be your guide and presenter for today's workshop. We also have several folks behind the scenes that will be answering your questions. I'm very excited to show you today how to build a fully functional Apex application from a spreadsheet in just 45 minutes. Here is the agenda. We'll spend about 60 minutes in today's workshop covering all 5 labs. And you may not complete all 5 today, but don't worry, please work on those exercises at your own pace. If you already have a cloud account, that's great. You can use your existing account to complete these labs. If not, we'll give you a chance to create a new account today. You're going to see a presentation on Autonomous, and then you'll have a chance to work on the hands-on labs at your own pace. If you have any questions, please post those in the Q&A section in Zoom, not chat, and one of the panelists will answer. Please remember to put all of the information in one question and include the region name, the database version, the step of the lab guide, and any error message text so we can support you properly. Also, I just want to remind everyone to please read and carefully follow every step in the lab guides. And please do not skim. Each step is required for your labs to work properly. So if your lab is not working, please check to ensure you've followed every step before posting a question. This session will be recorded, so you can review it at a later point, and you'll find the recorded session in the Office Hours page within the next few days. So Lab 1 is an introduction to Autonomous Database and covers setting up an ATP instance and a new Apex workspace. But first, we'd like to share a little bit about Autonomous with our first presentation. Autonomous Database essentially automates the database and infrastructure management so you don't have to spend time installing, securing, patching, tuning, and backing up the database. But before we even get to the database, there's the infrastructure and preparation of the hardware, installation of the operating system, and many more things that you've got to prepare. And with Autonomous Database, all of this is now automated. Not only does this save you time and money, but it also makes it more secure by removing human error. The journey of Autonomous Database has been an evolution, and Oracle's been improving the database and hardware over time. Oracle spent the last decade working on the database infrastructure with our engineered systems, introducing innovation and automation at the infrastructure level. You've probably heard of Exadata. It's our best performing, most available, and most secure architecture for running Oracle databases. An Autonomous Database is a combination of all of these evolutions, which includes infrastructure, database, and cloud. And since all of these are highly automated in just a few mouse clicks, you can create and run databases, and everything is managed for you by Oracle. When you provision an Autonomous Database, you get a mission-critical database, which includes all of the advanced technologies that we previously mentioned. You get Exadata. The operating system is created for you. The database is automatically created. And it includes Active Data Guard, which creates a copy of your database in another region so you can recover in the event of a failure. So running an Apex application on Autonomous isn't just about saving time. It's an upgrade to mission-critical database features that we previously used to only find in large enterprises. But now, everyone has access to all of these innovative features. Now let's talk about security. As new security patches become available, these are immediately applied while the database is still running and without any human intervention. So this prevents any delays, downtimes, and human error. Once your database is up and running, Oracle monitors the health of all the systems behind the scenes. Using machine learning algorithms, Oracle can detect and remediate any problems before they occur. And if any patches are required, these are also automatically applied. Again, all this occurs while your database is up and running. Autonomous also has various mechanisms which protects against failure. First, there are automatic backups. And then we protect against failures both within the scale-out clusters and other regions using DataGuard mentioned earlier. Should any failover happen, it will occur in such a way that your application will never notice. If you're in a situation where your Apex application suddenly requires more performance of the database, then you can easily scale up or scale down. This is, of course, one of the great benefits of the cloud. You don't have to purchase a big piece of hardware just to handle your peak workloads. You can choose when to scale up or let the database decide. So even that is automated for you. What this means is that you or your customer is only paying for the computing power that you really need. Now let's talk about the optimization of the database. Autonomous databases uses machine learning to optimize database workloads. The Oracle database always had planned optimizers to improve query and DML performance, but even so, there was always work to be done for the DBA and application developer. Now, this auto-tuning goes even further because the database itself continuously manages things such as memory and parallelism. When you create an autonomous database, you can choose one of two types of workloads. There is Autonomous Data Warehouse, which is optimized for analytical querying. For example, one of the optimizations here is to have all of the data stored in columnar format, and most of the internal memory is used for parallel joins and aggregations, because that's the most efficient way for analytical querying. And then there's Autonomous Transaction Processing, or ATP. This is optimized for your daily operational applications. So here the data is stored in regular row format. And most of the internal memory is used for caching to avoid I/O and to get faster response times that operational apps typically need. Most Apex applications will fit into this transaction processing category, but we know that there are some folks using Apex primarily for reporting. However, in this workshop, we're going to focus on ATP. I mentioned already that Autonomous comes bundled and pre-configured with various features that were previously only available as add-ons or database options. Most of these were not visible to the end user. But Autonomous comes bundled with some features that can add functionality that are actually visible in your application. For example, you can leverage advanced security features to mask sensitive data such as credit card information. You can add geographical functionality to your apps using spatial. You can even add machine learning to train models to make predictions and then integrate them into your Apex applications. So let's summarize how Apex and Autonomous works together. Both are built on the principle of saving you time, so you can focus on more interesting things, not maintenance. Apex allows you to build applications quickly, and Autonomous Database has the same purpose by allowing Oracle to manage the infrastructure and database for you, which leaves you time for real innovation and application development. Once the app is delivered, you'll also save time that would normally have been spent maintaining the infrastructure and keeping the database running. Autonomous is also a great match if you're looking to use Apex for mission-critical applications and if your applications need to be more performant. If availability or failover is important, or if you're looking for a higher standard of security, this can be a great match. Last but not least, we can extend Apex applications with new functionality that comes bundled. Thanks for your time, and we hope you enjoy these labs. Hello again. You'll see two bit.ly links on your screen. The first link is the lab instructions that you'll follow during the lab. Please open your browser with this link now. For those that have already created an Oracle Cloud account, please go to Lab 1 directly and follow those steps. If you do not yet have an Oracle Cloud account, please sign up for an Oracle trial account using the second link. The link is specific to this webcast and specified on the slide and in the chat. Please follow the prompts in the sign-up process. During this lab time, you'll perform the Oracle trial sign-up and Labs 1 and 2. Once you get your trial account in Lab 1, you will create your Autonomous Transaction Processing instance and then create your Apex workspace. In Lab 2, you'll load some spreadsheet data into your database and create your first Apex application. Just a reminder, post any questions in the Q&A and one of our panelists will answer. For those that would like to follow along, we'll show you a quick demo on how to create your ATP instance and Apex workspace. If you don't want to follow along, please feel free to follow the lab guide and work on those exercises at your own pace. This is your Oracle Cloud dashboard. Click on the upper left-hand hamburger menu, select Autonomous Transaction Processing, and then click Create Autonomous Database. Make sure everything looks okay. You've picked Transaction Processing and you've got the always free configuration. Enter in your administrator password and confirm that password. Click Create Autonomous Database. Your ATP instance will display as a yellow box while it's provisioning, and it will change to green when it's fully provisioned. This should only take a few minutes. Once it's provisioned, you can access Apex two ways. First, through the Tools tab, or through the Service Console. In this one, we're going to use Service Console. Select Development on the left-hand side and Oracle Apex. Enter the password you originally set up when you created the ATP instance and select Sign In to Administration. Click Create Workspace and then enter the database username and password that you found in the lab guide and click on Create Workspace. Once your workspace is created, you'll need to sign out as the administrator and sign in as the new user that you just created. So click that demo link at the very top of the page, enter your workspace name, username, and password for the user, click on App Builder, select Create a New App. From a file, copy and paste, and then select Project and Tasks in the sample dataset. Click Next. Give your table a name following the lab guide. In this exercise, we're going to call it Project_Tasks. Make sure everything looks okay and click Load Data. You'll receive a success message that 73 rows were created. Click Create Application. And here are the app details where you can specify pages, settings, and features. We're going to select all and click Create Application. Once the app is created, you'll see all the details of your application, including all of the pages that were created. Click Run Application. Enter the same username and password that you used to sign into your Apex workspace. And after signing in, you will see several cards or pages. Feel free to take a look around the apps and pages and explore some of the features in your Apex application. The trial sign up in Labs 1 and 2 should take about 20 minutes, so we'll see you back here in 20. Welcome back. In this lab, we'll focus on making some enhancements to the Apex app you just created. Please follow the instructions in the bit.ly link for Labs 3, 4, and 5. During these labs, you will make some changes to the faceted search, the report and form, and create a link from the calendar to your details page. Just a reminder, post any questions in the Q&A and one of our panelists will answer. This exercise should take you about 20 minutes, so we'll see you back here in 20. For those that want to follow along, we'll show you a quick demo on how to modify the faceted search, report, and form, and link the calendar. If you don't want to follow along, please feel free to follow the lab guide and work on these exercises at your own pace. On the left-hand side of your new Apex app called Project Task Search, you'll see several facets or filters that you can use to narrow your search. Select Migrate Desktop Application and select budget between 300 and 1,000. You can also clear all to get rid of those search criteria. To edit this page in App Builder, select Edit Page 3 on the Developer toolbar located at the bottom of the page. You're taken to the Page Designer. On the left-hand region under Search, click P3 Status and drag below P3 Project. On the right-hand pane, it's called the Property Editor. Under Identification Type, select Radio Group. Click Save and run the page. On the Faceted Search page, you'll see Pending under Status, or you can select Open to see any open tasks. Select Page 3 on the developer toolbar and select P3 assigned to through P3 cost and select initially collapsed. Save and run. You'll see now that the assigned to has been collapsed, and you can expand and collapse as you would like. Expand the upper left hamburger menu and select Project Task Report. On the project header, click on the Control Break option. This will create a new filter by project name. You can add a computational column by selecting Actions, Data, Compute. You'll add a column called Budget versus Cost and select the first format mask to display with currency and decimals. Under column, select Cost, the minus symbol under Keypad, Budget under Columns, and click Save. On the far right-hand side, you'll see a Budget versus Cost column with your new computation. To compute a sum, go to Actions, Data, Aggregate. Select the Budget versus Cost column and click Apply. You'll see a new total row at the end of the Budget versus Cost column showing your sum. Go to Actions, Chart, select Project for the label, Budget versus Cost for the value, Sum for the function, and Label Ascending for the sort. Horizontal for the orientation, and click Apply. You should now see a colorful horizontal chart for each project, and hovering over the bar will give you additional details. You can also toggle between Report View and Chart View by clicking on the icons at the top. To save this report, click on Actions, Report, Save Report. Select as default report settings and select Alternative. Give it a name and click Apply. At the top of the report, you can now select Budget Review as one of the views. To restore the report to default setting, select Actions, Reports, Reset, and click Apply. This will reset the report view to the primary view. To edit a task, click on the pencil icon on the left-hand side, and the project task details page will display, and you can change the information in this page. Select Edit Page 6 on the Developer toolbar located at the bottom to go to Page Designer. In Page Designer, select P6 End Date and place it next to the P6 Start Date. And then place the P6 Budget next to P6 Cost. Select P6 Status, and in the Property Editor under Identification and Type, select List. Scroll down to List of Values, select Type, and select SQL Query. Under SQL Query, add the code available in your lab guide shown here. Click Save and Run. Go to page 5, which launches the task details page 6, and click on the pencil icon next to any task. Under Status, you'll see the list of values we just changed. Now I'm going to show you how to link the calendar. Go to the left-hand hamburger menu, select Calendar, and select Edit Page 7 on the toolbar located at the bottom to go to Page Designer. Select Attributes, and on the right-hand property editor, go to Settings, Display Column, select Task Name, click the green Save and Run button, make sure everything looks okay, select Edit Page 7, on the property editor, go to Settings, View Edits Link, and click on No Link Defined. Select Page 4, select the name and value, enter the value for the cache, and click OK. On the left-hand rendering tree, select Calendar, and select Create Dynamic Action. On the property editor, give it a name and when to run the refresh. On the left-hand rendering tree, select Show, and on the right-hand property editor, click on Identification, Action, and Refresh. Under Affected Elements, click on Selection Type Region and select Calendar for the region, and save and run the app. Your calendar should now show the task details, and you can edit the details such as the start date, and click Apply. This concludes the demo for Labs 3, 4, and 5. The exercise should take you about 20 minutes to do on your own, so we'll see you back here in 20. Thanks again for attending our workshop on how to build a fully functioning Apex application from a spreadsheet in just 45 minutes. I'd like to thank all the collaborators and panelists that helped with today's session. You'll see some links on your screen where you can find additional information, and please follow us on social media. Also, if you didn't finish all the labs today, that's okay. Please work on those at your own pace, and thanks for attending. Bye.